This is Jay Jovi.
Sammy Hard on.
And this is, of course, the 80s montage.
Bringing it to you.
Tell you what, mate, we've got a huge episode today.
Huge. This is especially for our UK punters.
Is it?
They've been jumping on board every week.
Yeah.
Like 100 downloads a day from the UK.
Yeah.
So they know it's happening.
Yeah.
So if I mention these words to you, JB, Lonnie Gordon, Divine, Jason Donovan, Mel and Kim, Rick Astley, Princess, Sonia, Donna Summer, Bananarama, Dead or Alive, Brother Beyond, Sanita. What does that remind you of?
All right. Well, of course, obviously, the thing that all of those have in common is Stock Aitken and Waterman.
Yeah.
This is the Stock Aitken and Waterman show that we've been promising for a couple of weeks. We're very excited to bring it to you. We've been talking to a lot of people, watching a lot of material, listening to a hell of a lot of musical material. It's been a fantastic step back in time. You with me?
You're better the devil, I know. Anyway, hey, have you got a favourite artist from Stock Aitken and Waterman?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Who is
It'd be
it?
Mel and Kim.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely, mate.
Wow.
You play those tracks. We've got a new car, so we've got a really fucking good Stezza in the new car. Stereo is a Stezza.
Stezza.
Yeah, for people overseas, a Stezza. What Australians like to do is cut everything down. It's called elision. We cut everything down, don't we?
Because we're lazy.
Wazza, Bottle-O, yeah, all of that kind of shit. Bottle-O is bottle shop, and the Stezza is a stereo. So anyway,
Stezza.
Been playing some Mel and Kim on the Stezza in the car, and it still is like fresh. Like you could release it now with a bit of a tweak and it would chart now, I reckon.
What Mel and Kim track rocks your world?
Respectable.
Really? See, I'm an FLM fan.
Yeah, right.
FLM. I love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
I think it's because I grew up in sort of country Queensland, and the sort of biggest event in our small town every year was the show. Was the they call agricultural shows in Australia. I guess in the UK you'd call it a fair or a fate, and something similar in the US
we've
as well.
spoken about this. Yes.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So they used to pump Mel and Kim on the rides.
Yeah.
And it was just awesome, like big, fat, four to the floor bass beat, and it was just fucking fantastic.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Kids screaming,
throwing up on the wall.
Yeah.
They had it. The Dodgem cars used to play it.
Oh, they did too.
Yeah,
they did. Yeah,
but very classic. I remember I started going to underage discos, and this was huge, respectable.
Yeah,
I mean, Showing Out was the first single.
Do you still go to underage discos?
Yes, I do. If I can get in, I certainly do. I'm only 12.
Yeah. Oh my God, I'm a baby.
Because the countdown dancers there for a while were doing things with Molly.
Yeah.
And the dancers had got a bit skanky after a while.
Yeah.
There was a couple of Jason Donovan lookalikes, and you'll know what I'm talking about. Anyone that's watched Countdown, the couple of Jason Donovan lookalikes, and they used to get up and dance at these, I think it was in Caulfield. What was the name of that venue? Derbies? Might have been Derbies or Derbies or something. And this song had come on, and I used to love the song. And this was way before we'd seen the app.
Yeah.
We used to hear the songs way before because it was high energy.
Yeah.
You went to high energy discotheques when you were little.
Yeah.
And we were hearing stuff that would come out a year later.
Yeah.
But isn't it funny how everyone thought Stock Aitken and Waterman was shit music, and we're still talking about it today?
Yeah, but the thing is, I guess when you become the cliche, that's when it's like there's a bit of a cringe against it. Like when you come from nothing and you become the cliche, everyone's like, oh mate, but like their stats like stand for themselves.
And a lot of their artists are still touring.
Absolutely.
And still working.
They would have had so many. I mean, you think of, in the 80s, it was a fantastic thing. You only had to have sort of one hit and you could have a career that touring for the rest of your life pretty much. Because people of that age group, just love that song and they sit through everything else that you've ever done just to get to that. these guys, a lot of them were unknowns. A lot of the Stock Aitken and Waterman artists were unknowns.
Exactly.
And they've got like sort of, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits under their belt.
And still touring.
Yeah.
Like internationally.
Yeah.
So I liked the artists that only had the real one hit with Stock Aitken.
So what was your sort of big Stock Aitken Waterman
Pepsi
favourite?
and Shirley.
Oh, bullshit. I knew it would be something.
Yeah. Pepsi
Yeah.
and Shirley and Princess.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Really?
Yep.
Far out, mate. That's
Without a
cool.
doubt. I think Say Me Number One was the best fucking song they had. And
Yeah.
it was a different feel for them.
Yeah.
And I loved Pepsi and Shirley's Heartache. Mm-hmm. What a fucking song.
Yeah. Yeah.
And no one else did it, I don't think. I think it was only Pepsi and Shirley's because sometimes we saw the songs regurgitated from artist to artist.
Yeah. Yeah. Now we've got some big interviews during this episode.
Yeah.
And we may mention who they are before, but we'll go into that in a moment. We also have a special guest. She's pretending she's not here. She's being nice and quiet as a mouse. Dallas Rayner is one of our keyboard artists in Rewind 80s, which is the band that Sammy and I sing in.
Yeah.
Based in Melbourne, but singing all throughout Australia and the world.
That's right. And she's going to help us do a Patreon after we record this.
Yeah, Dallas is a bit of an expert. Just...
You call me a keyboard artist.
Yeah.
That sounds like bullshit artist.
Just can you say your name into the mic?
No.
Okay. Yeah, there we go. As you can tell, she's way too cool for school, everyone.
She is though.
She is hot. Anyway.
You'd love her.
Yeah.
Let's go on to the show and talk about the artists maybe in order to what we think.
Stock Aitken and Waterman.
Yeah.
It's the best way to do it.
Now, I've actually met Pete Waterman, which I think is really important to say.
Yes.
I've been in the office in London.
Yeah.
And the feeling is quite unique.
When you went in there, was
Yeah.
that end of the 80s? Was that beginning of the 90s?
No, it was 2000s, I think.
Okay.
So Peter Wilson, my friend, took me to meet Pete Waterman, which I was interested in. He's one of the biggest producers of the world.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
Plus, I had a single out with Pete Hammond, and we went and had a coffee with Pete Waterman, who you got to imagine is so rich,
So Pete Waterman,
Yeah.
Peter Waterman,
Yeah.
was a producer, but sort of like a visionary.
Yeah,
Like
he
a-
was the main man.
Yeah, like an
really.
impresario. Like he would bring all the people together, and he was a great sort of storyteller as well. And this is sort of like a point with Stock Aitken and Waterman. With this show, it's been difficult to kind of get down to the nitty gritty
Yeah.
of what actually happened, because I guess so much sort of media release stuff came out. It was hard to actually get down to the facts,
The
wasn't it?
truth. We've got to be careful, because you might get info from Mike Stock, you might get info from anyone that produced, and they'll tell you another story.
And another sort of slightly confusing thing, there was like 5 or 6 Peters in this situation.
It was the land of Pete.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Very
Pete
popular
Burns,
name. Yeah.
Pete Hammond.
Pete Burns, Pete Hammond.
Pete Waterman.
Collins.
Pete Collins.
And your mate.
Pete Wilson.
Yeah.
Pete Wilson puts out stuff now with that same sound.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we went for coffee, and Simon Cowell calls him an arrogant pig, but if I had Simon Cowell chase after me, I would be an arrogant pig as well, because I just don't dig Simon.
Yeah.
And he was with Sunita and that whole thing. But when I met Pete, I thought he was really lovely. Mm-hmm. He loved to talk about the whole history of it. I think there was a boat cruise in Australia that Kylie and Jason, they were trying to negotiate, especially for you, because they both didn't want to do it. So I think I heard that story and a few other things. And they made really good coffee at the office. So I had a coffee.
So were they in the same, when you would have visited the studios, was that the same studios?
No, they'd moved.
Right, okay.
They'd moved. But
Because
it
they
was-
would have been mega rich
yeah,
by then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't think it was the original office.
Right.
But it was definitely just sort of, I think, underneath the London Bridge from memory.
Right, okay.
But he was lovely, and he had a lot of time. Mm-hmm. But I think if you were trying to get in with Pete Waterman, it wouldn't be an easy feat.
No, okay. I think sort of He would have had so many people approaching him.
All
He
the
would have
time.
just been like, oof,
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the time.
All right. So we've got Pete Waterman, obviously the sort of visionary of this whole situation.
Yeah.
He would go on to form a writing and production team referred to as Stock Aitken Waterman. Was, of course, Mike Stock, Matt Aitken, and Pete Waterman.
Yep.
So Matt and Mike used to write a lot of the stuff. Pete used to produce it. They all used to produce it. But Pete was sort of, I guess, more of the spokesman and more of the instigator of the whole thing.
There's always got to be someone that's running the roost, I think,
At
or
the end
other
of the
things
day.
don't get done.
Yeah, at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's right. So in any situation, in business especially, Pete would have to go, this is the next thing. But he had a good ear as well. He wasn't just someone that hung around the office. He actually had a good ear.
Yeah, clearly.
And we are going to talk about Pete Hammond and the work he did at night that a lot of people didn't realise.
He wasn't a prostitute.
No, he wasn't.
He used to
Pete
mix.
Hammond used to mix really late at night, and then
right.
Pete Waterman used to come in. So
And he used to
we
work
don't
all
know
through
a lot
the
of.
night.
That's right, he did. He was
Yeah.
the night shift guy. Techno disco, Pete Waterman calls his music.
Right.
Techno disco.
And it was sort of I guess, the successor to disco, wasn't it? So disco dying out in
it
the
was
70s,
a different.
coming into the 80s.
It was like high energy.
Yeah.
We saw Sunita's mum come out. So many men.
What was her name?
So many men. Michael Brown.
Her name was Michael Brown.
Yeah, Michael. And
Right.
and it's, I think it's Michael or Midgel or Michael, but Hazell Dean calls him Michael in the interview.
Right.
So I think she was a female Michael.
Okay, well, that happens,
Yeah,
doesn't it?
Yeah. Oh, Michael's a beautiful name for a girl, I reckon.
Yeah.
I love it. So they had over 100 top 40 hits.
Did they?
Yep.
Over 100?
Yep.
Holy shit.
Yeah. And that's why they were called the Hit Factory.
Mate, they would be so rich.
Yeah, I guess they would be. I mean, but like we're going to look at now, a lot of those songs were signed to other record companies, and it wasn't until PWL started where the money really started coming in.
Yes, yeah. So PWL is slightly different to Stock Aitken Waterman. Peter Waterman basically started his own label that they would, they would write and produce these songs and they would release them under this label PWL, which was Pete Waterman Limited.
Yeah, that's right.
And I guess there have been famous hit factories like this throughout history, but most notably this one gets compared to Motown Studios, because it was sort of like a similar situation where they would write and produce the hits, and groups and solo artists who were largely unknown would then go on to huge success.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And it was a flavour of music that everyone saw. You knew a Stock Aitken and Waterman album.
That's right.
You just
had a
you
unique
knew it.
sound, didn't
As soon
it?
as you heard it, you went, oh,
Yeah.
it must be a new Stock Aitken and Waterman thing.
Yes.
So let's start with Divine, our
Yep.
first artist. I love Divine.
Yeah.
Love Divine. I think it was such a risk to put someone like Divine out
Yeah.
on the TV with an album.
Yeah. Now, Divine was a big bloody 6'2"
Yeah.
drag queen.
Yeah.
You with me?
Absolutely. Very big, very 6 foot something, yeah. American, that's right. Harris Glenn Mistead, I think it is.
Right.
But not only that, she was a movie star.
That's right.
So she'd done so many movies. And my favourite movie would have to be Polyester,
Yes.
where she plays Francine Fishpaw. It's fucking hilarious. I sat here the other night and watched it. And Divine died March the 7th, 1988. So did you like Divine, honey? Well, you would have been young, though, when Divine came out, yeah?
In retrospect, I like Divine.
Yeah.
I would have been a bit young.
Yeah.
And I mean, kind of, look, my dad was quite threatened generally by 80s artists. And I think he would have seen the Adam's apple on Divine, kind of swiftly turn the TV off.
Yeah. Well, Divine was the one that changed it all, because no one had put someone out like that was,
And I reckon Divine and sort of, aiming for that sort of I guess, gay market. But before there was even a gay market, they weren't even trying to appeal to the gay market necessarily.
No, they weren't. No, that's
there
right.
was no gay market as we know it now.
Well, Divine was performing in the gay bars.
Yeah, that's
but
true.
But it still doesn't mean they aimed for that. Do you reckon they would have? I don't reckon they would have.
I don't. But there wouldn't have been a gay market as we know it today. They would have been just like making an awesome disco track.
That's right.
And as we know it, the best dance music starts in the gay clubs.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Whatever plays in the gay clubs, a year or two later will be playing in the straight clubs, and people think they've discovered it for the first time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. See, the clubs in those days, there was no real. If you were straight in those days, you wouldn't go to a gay bar.
No.
This is just like now we mix together.
Yeah.
But in the early 80s, it was a whole different scene.
Yeah, so you would have never heard it. You would have never heard this
unless
stuff.
you went to a woggy kind of an area, like Greek or Italian in Dandenong.
Yeah.
You heard all this shit.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Well, they just love good music, didn't they? And this is the thing. Bloody
high energy sort of broke the boundaries.
Yeah, yeah.
With the stereotypes.
Yeah.
But I remember being little and not even thinking myself, what's this all about?
Yeah.
I just loved the music.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But if it wasn't for Stock Aitken and Waterman, I think that was such a comfortable thing for kids to come out of the closet to and be themselves too.
Yeah.
And that's what was so great about Stock Aitken and Waterman. It gave these kids a way to express themselves.
Yeah.
And then later on, the housewives got involved, you know?
Yeah, that's right. Because it is quite a camp vibe.
Totally.
Stock Aitken and Waterman. And it would have really, when it became hugely popular, that would have been extremely empowering to those kids.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
For sure.
What I was sort of, I guess, trying to say is having your first big successful artist in Divine, that would have set a bit of a tone, pun intended. Like the sound, having this sort of enormous drag queen as your
were
first.
they aware of it? You mean?
I don't know. I think it just happened.
I reckon so too.
I think it just happened.
I reckon so too.
Yeah.
I think they did go through a lot of the clubs and check out things, but I don't think they would have known how much this would have helped the gay scene.
Yeah.
Because we go from there to a whole lot of other artists that were as camp as, and we love them, you know?
So you think you're a man?
Think you're a man, but you're only a boy. Yeah.
That's right.
I remember seeing this video when I was little and I didn't even question it.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh, whatever, that's cool.
Oh, okay.
You know?
Yep.
It was a good dance track and then eventually I got into his movies and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah.
But it charted.
John Waters, of course.
Yeah, number 16 in the UK. You think?
And you know what? It went to something like number 8 or 9 in Australia.
Yeah, no, Aussies loved it.
Yeah.
Aussies loved it.
So
We
16
didn't question
in the UK
it.
and then like 8 or 9 in Australia.
Yeah, Divine, I think, actually came out and performed on Countdown.
Yeah, I
think he did. I think, and he did both of his singles.
Yeah. And, we think sort of RuPaul's a big groundbreaker, but Divine was sort of at the top of
RuPaul
the charts
definitely
at this
is,
time.
but in the 80s, Divine and Boy George and all those people.
Yeah.
Marilyn.
Yeah,
Marilyn was hot.
Yeah.
But I think that was a really, really brave move.
Yeah.
I mean, they did have the first single they recorded was Agents Aren't Aeroplanes, The Upstroke, which was sort of based on Frankie Goes to Hollywood, Relax.
That's right.
So they did know a little bit about that scene. So I guess maybe it might have been a target. Who knows?
Yeah.
But whatever, it worked.
Stock and Aitken bought that. That was the track that brought them together as a trio.
Yeah.
That sort of that was the sort of that's what launched them as a trio, I guess.
Yeah, that's right. I don't think it did much.
So Divine with You Think You're a Man was released in July 1984.
Yeah.
And very soon after, Sammy.
That's right.
Very soon after.
Now I think, keep going.
Very soon after, they released another track. This was the first hit that they wrote and produced. So this is You Think You're a Man was written by a guy called Jeff Dean,
Yeah.
who would go on to write Kinky Boots, the musical.
Wow.
He wrote the movie.
Oh,
the
yeah,
movie,
yeah.
which would then be adapted into a stage musical later.
Which Cyndi Lauper wrote the music to, yeah?
Yeah, and you know what? That was on that. Premiere was on when I was in New York, and we didn't fucking go. But look, you go to New York, and there's just so much happening.
See, yeah.
And I remember because you could see from our hotel the lineup for Hamilton. Yeah, the lineup for Hamilton. We're desperately trying to get into that. And then at this other little theatre on the other side, you could see Kinky Boots. We're like, what's that big boot?
Yeah.
Yeah. Kinky Boots, yeah.
Oh, I know. When we went to London, we didn't see half the shit we should have. Now we're going to have to wait 5 fucking years.
We might go over and tour this.
We might.
Who knows?
Yes.
Who knows?
We might. So Hazell Dean we're talking about, babe.
Hazell Dean. Now, her big hit, Sammy?
Whatever I Do.
Yeah, what a pumping track.
Yes. Not her first one, though.
Right.
But the first one for Stock Aitken and Waterman.
And it was her first big hit. Not only a top 10.
It wasn't her first big hit, no.
Oh,
she
wasn't
had
it?
Searching.
Right.
So we've got it.
That's right, she did
Searching
too.
was a bigger track.
Was it?
I think it was, yeah.
But this was a top 10 hit, though, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah. Whatever I Do was the first hit they had.
It's their first top 10 hit.
Top 5, yeah, number
Top
4.
5.
Number
Bloody
4,
hell.
August 84. So that was the highest, and that's why we've actually got Hazell Dean live via satellite tonight.
She was on our wish list because, she was their first hit.
Yeah.
Everybody that came after is sort of riding on her coattails, you know what I mean? In that sense.
True.
They're sort of banking on her success. And so she was the top of our wish list, and Sammy went on to chat to her just the other week.
Yeah. And we've got to remember that Hazell Dean was the song Whatever I Do, where Pete Burns hears this song on the radio at 10 a.m. in the morning and wants to then work with Stock Aitken and Waterman.
Yeah.
Which we'll bring up after the Hazell Dean interview. So Hazell Dean, shitting myself to actually interview this woman because she could sing.
Are we going to listen to Hazell now?
We're gonna do Hazell now.
Right.
Because I know there's people waiting to hear Hazell, and we may as well give them Hazell.
Yeah.
Because the next episode we've got a special guest as well.
Fantastic.
So Hazell, Whatever I Do, she did have Searching. I talked to her about Sunita's mother. I talked to her about Searching. I talked to her about a lot of songs that I personally love that I didn't think she was asked about. I talked about her filming in Malta, but we'll have a listen to it now and see how we go.
Enjoy, guys. Sammy Hardon interviewing Hazell Dean.
Joining us via satellite tonight, it's on the 80s montage. It's the high energy queen, Hazell Dean. How are you, Hazell?
Yeah, fantastic. Thanks, Sammy. How are you doing?
Very well, and it's about 10 o'clock in the morning in London.
It is, yeah, and it's a beautiful day.
How are you going with the isolation thing in England? Are you all well and keeping fit?
Yeah, I mean, we're fine. We sort of having structured days because I have a daughter and she's been fantastic. She's getting her schoolwork in and, we get up quite early through the week. She starts her schoolwork usually about now. And you know what? I've got loads of things that I do around, a lot of stuff in the garden, outside, things that I haven't been able to do because I've never had the time. So I'm doing them now. So we're doing okay. We have good days, we have bad days. Yeah.
I know, because people don't realise with you that you consistently tour and do gigs on the weekends, Pride and all that stuff, and you're quite busy. So this would be really different for you to be sitting at home and getting these things done when you'd be flat out usually.
Well, exactly. And, all the shows that I've had, I had in for this year, like festivals, they've all been postponed till next year. I have got a few things booked in for later on this year, but whether I can do them or not, I really don't know because it's really risky.
We don't know. That's right.
Especially in small venues, I don't think it would be possible, having a room full of people sort of facing towards me and coughing maybe and sneezing. And,
yeah, no.
And then I've got the microphone issue. So, I really don't know, my love. In some ways, I don't think I'll be singing till next year, quite honestly. I just don't know.
Absolutely. Now, I have to confess you've always been one of my favourite vocalists of the 80s.
I? Oh, bless you. Thank you so
God.
much.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I was a little girl. I think I was 13 when I first heard Searching. I'm looking great. I'm looking a little bit older. No. So I was 13 when when I first heard Searching in the clubs. I used to go to underage clubs. And it was
did you?
Oh, yeah. And we used to know what a great vocalist was when we couldn't sing the song ourselves. It was either too high, and Searching was a big sing.
Yeah.
And a very special song.
I think the thing is with Searching is that it's got quite a low verse.
That's right.
But you have to sort of stretch up for the chorus. I think that's what kind of when I first heard Searching, the chorus didn't go up. Whoever was singing it, they didn't sort of stretch up. They sort of were down the octave, and it kind of just, I don't know. I love the song, but I thought, no, this doesn't work. So I sang it up the octave, and of course it just came alive.
That's right, because you are renowned for soaring in the choruses, which brings me to when you finally went into the Stock Aitken and Waterman days. Tell us how that came about. How did that all happen?
Well, I was on Searching came out. Excuse me. Searching came out on a small independent label over here in the UK called Proto Records, which I'm sure you know. And it's just, timing, really, luck, timing, all sorts of things. Searching was out. It was a huge club hit all over the world, really, before it became a hit here in the UK. I think Australia. Was it a hit in 1984 there?
It was. It went to number 17, but it was huge in the
originally
dance
I recorded
clubs.
it in 1983.
That's right.
I was touring in America in 83 over here in the UK because it was such a big club hit.
Yeah.
And then a strange thing happened. And funny enough, we've just had it on Saturday. We had the Eurovision Song Competition.
Yes, yep.
And I had a song, one of my own songs that I wrote called Stay in My Life in 1984. It got into the last 8 of Song for Europe.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I first met Pete Waterman because he put me together with a producer and we did the track Stay in My Life. It's a big ballad. And you can see it on YouTube, actually. And so we did the Eurovision, but what we decided to do is if I didn't win Song for Europe, Searching had been deleted at that point, but there was still a big demand on it. So we said, if I don't get this song into Eurovision, then we'll re-release Searching. And that's exactly what we did because it didn't get into Eurovision. So we re-released Searching, and the rest is history. So that's how I met Pete Waterman. But Searching was sitting at number 6 in the charts, and Ian Anthony Stevens, who produced Searching, wasn't around at the time, and we needed a follow-up single. And again, I bumped into Pete Waterman. He was doing a track at Proto Records with another band.
Okay.
And we got chatting, and I said, I'm sitting at number 6, and I don't have a follow-up. And he said, I'll tell you what, he said, come down and meet these 2 guys I'm working with, which were Mike Stock and Matt Aitken. And so I went down to the Marquee studio, met them, and then again, we came up with Whatever I Do, which we turned around very quickly. And again, that's how it sort of kicked off with Stock Aitken and Waterman, really.
And that was their highest charting single.
It was their first top 5 single.
The first. Yeah,
their very first.
Now I did read that the chorus was going to be Dance Your Love Away, or something like that, and you hated
Yes,
it?
that's right. Originally, they sent me this song, and it had the verse as you hear it, but it had a different chorus. It was called "Dance Your Love Away," and again, it was one of those things. The chorus just didn't go anywhere. It was kind of flat. I thought it was flat,
And that's because I had to listen to that today because I do remember that track in the clubs as well. I think it was by Michael Prince.
I mean, it was okay, but for me, I mean, I had never heard it up until that point, and that was my initial reaction.
Yeah.
So, I just said, well, I love the song, but the chorus just doesn't work for me. So off they went and came back with Whatever I Do chorus as we hear it now.
Absolutely, which is a banger of a track.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
You know, and now, are there any songs you like singing live the most?
Well, I sing all the hits. Yeah, I do the hits, but I also do other songs in my show. I keep my songs to the 80s, or 70s, 80s. I think I've got and a good couple. No, I don't really sing new things because it's, people book me because they want a bit of nostalgia. They want the 80s.
Sure.
So I do my hits, and then I sort of add every now and again. Every year I review my show, and I like to put something different in. So that's what I do. All the old tracks like Searching, Whatever I Do, Who's Leaving Who, they're all they've all been re-recorded. I've re-recorded all of them, but they still have their original things that you like, the string lines and all the little bits and bobs that you hear. But it's mainly to do with the kick, with the drum, bass drum and the bass line. Because if you listen to the old tracks, as wonderful as they are, when you play them live up in a track show, they just don't measure up to all the new stuff that I do.
Absolutely,
so I've re-recorded. They've all been re-recorded, and they sound fantastic. And,
I've had a look at some of your live stuff, the recent stuff, and it sounds fantastic.
Yeah, it is.
Sure.
And as I say, I like to. I upgrade my show every year, and I like at the moment I'm working. Well, I recorded it at the end of last year. Actually, I've recorded I've recorded a new track for a new opening for the show, and I've got a couple of new songs. But I've recorded, but unfortunately I haven't been able to try them out live yet. But I've getting plenty of rehearsals.
I know. It's so frustrating as a performer, isn't it?
Yeah.
I just wanted to take you back to the 70s. Now, you were in bands with Trevor Horn.
Well, we all used to do, there was back in the 70s, there was a huge, masses of live music and lots of big bands and stuff. And I worked with Trevor Horn in bands on many occasions, actually, sitting on coaches, going to various places in the UK. So, yeah, I do know Trevor, but I did bump into him at one of the Let's Rocks that we did over here a couple of years ago. But I haven't really sort of seen him properly since those days. But yes, I did. He was working in some of the bands that I used to work in back in the day.
And were they like cover bands where you did other people's tracks, or were they original?
Yeah, I did a lot of cover versions. I was also earlier on. I was in a lot of like little jazz bands, that kind of stuff, and then I got into sort of big bands, and so we did cover versions and sort of big band type music.
Now, you did so many TV appearances, Top of the Pops, everywhere in Europe and America. How many appearances do you think you did altogether?
How many TV shows?
Yeah, how many shows do you think you were on?
No idea.
No idea. I'm thinking in the hundreds.
Seemed like hundreds. Yeah, I mean, all over the place, always backwards and forwards, obviously to Europe and, all over the place, really.
And I just want to, because it was just incredible. You look on YouTube now, and everyone loved Searching and the vibe that happened in the studio, and they put the crowd behind you a lot of the time. Yeah.
The weird thing is as well, I mean, I've gone when I've gone on. I mean, I think I've seen mostly everything, but it's when I see things, I think, oh my God, I couldn't remember. I had totally forgotten about some TVs, like little TV shows in Holland and places like that. And some of them are, they're really, really good.
Oh, they are. And just to look back at the fashion and the music and the time is incredible. Do you have look, did you have your own hairdresser? Because your hair was always incredible.
Yeah. Now, I used to go to John Frieda back in those days, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Of course, I'm having a real problem with my hair at the moment. Because I can't go
Really?
Yes, because I can't go to the hairdressers. So
I know.
yeah, I've had to.
It's horrific.
Yeah, it's not good. But I've sort of created my own little style. I was working on it this morning.
Lovely.
Yeah, it's gotten too long for that style.
I know. It's incredible.
Yeah, the hair's not great.
Yeah, no, that's right. I do want to talk about my favourite video that you have done, which was filmed in your video that was filmed in Malta.
Oh,
I love it.
It's going to rain.
Yeah, I love it. Tell me about that.
Oh, I had the best time there. I had such a laugh. Right. I was with a great crew, and just great fun, really. We did because it had the little storyline to it, didn't it? And,
it did.
And it was. Some of the scenes were filmed where they on the film set of the Popeye movie at the time.
Okay.
Yeah, and the swimming pool. We just had a laugh. Really, it was great fun. And the other woman who you see, I come back to the UK, and the other woman that's standing by the pool was the makeup artist. So we all.
Oh.
Yeah, we had a wonderful. It was like. I mean, we were there for a week, and honestly, it was a holiday. Really, we stayed in a fabulous hotel.
Yeah,
and we just had fun.
And it wasn't something you did in the 80s, like go to Malta and film a video. Like Malta wasn't even really that popular. You know what I mean?
Malta's lovely, though.
Oh, I could imagine.
Yeah, it's a lovely place. It's very pretty, and just I had a fabulous time. I enjoyed Malta. It's lovely.
And when you did the video where you were at Heathrow with the suitcases,
I had to come home.
Did you have many fans? How did you film that? Like, did you have many fans around, or did they just film it?
Not really, because what did I do? I came back and picked up the case.
That's right, your own case, by the way.
I know. Well, it's meant to make me look all lonely and
okay, yeah, sure,
and unhappy and all that kind of. But I came back. I remember I sat in the cab and all that carry on, and then the next shot is me. I'm actually in the studio. I'm thinking, actually, I'm fine. I'm thinking they say it's going to rain. So with my and the outfit I had on, I love that coat that I wore in that.
That outfit. Yeah. And I mean, you sort of don't think of yourself as much as a dancer, but in today's standard, you were moving. You know what I mean?
Oh,
you were really, you looked fantastic.
Yeah, no, I could move, but it's like, it's the whole dance routine thing, really, that I never, I'm glad I didn't have to luckily I didn't sort of get caught up too much in that kind of stuff. But yeah, I could move, and I did little bits.
Yeah.
I still do in my show. I do little, but it's more, I'm really good at hand movements.
Yeah, that's right.
And all that kind of stuff, and I can be sort of quite dramatic as well. So, yeah.
Fantastic. Now, who were the two guys that used to dance behind you on Top of the Pops? I heard they were Callie Marie's boys or something.
Yeah, they were actually. They were really nice guys, and I guess they were people that guys that they hired in, as they do on Top of the Pops. They do hire. Well, I don't know if because there's no Top of the Pops anymore, but they would hire dancers in to sort of be in with the crowd on that kind of thing. So, but yeah, again. Really lovely guys, great to be with.
They're fantastic behind you because it just
they
looked
were
so
good,
great.
I have to say. It worked really well.
It looked so great. Now, your favourite artists of the 80s, who would that be?
Oh, my goodness.
Who did you really dig? Who did you love? Who do you still love now?
Well, I still love. You see, I'm big into. I mean, I loved Tina Turner. I'm a big Barbra Streisand fan. Oh yeah, my tastes are right across the board, to be honest.
Yeah,
I like a lot of the soul stuff. So I was always into sort of all the old soul music, and I loved Tamla Motown when that came in, and right across. It's hard to pin anything down, really.
Yeah,
because I love so much.
as a vocalist, you can tell you've looked at decent singers because that's what made you a singer. You know, when you heard the best singers, you strive to be better than the people you'd aspire to be, which was a fantastic thing. Now, I was going to say, what is coming up for you after ISO? What gigs have you got, or what singles do you have coming out?
Well, I haven't, as you know, I'm not with Energize Records anymore, but I've just had an album out earlier on this year. It was my original album with Proto Records, which was called Heart First. I've done some things with a company over here called Cherry Pop.
Of course.
They're brilliant, and I have to say, I mean, I did some stuff with them in the earlier days, but they're really hot now. They're really, really good. They've got a great team there, and we did a deluxe version of Heart First, and the package is stunning. It's lovely. Lots of new photos, unseen photos, and I've also written a little sort of thing about every track and what it, in the studio and what it was like, and just nice little things that people like to read about every track. And they've all been remastered, and luckily there's a few bonus tracks on there. And Matt Pop, who did most of the remixing for me when I was on Energize, who is absolutely stunning.
Incredible.
He's done a fantastic remix of the title track, which is called Heart First, which is one of my favourite tracks on the album. I love that song. And he's done a great job on that. And I mean, that did chart here. That went into the official charts. It went into at 27.
Wow!
So it's done quite well for them. So I had that out. That all sort of happened just before lockdown. Mm-hmm. And you know, there are other things in the pipeline, possibly with them, but with lockdown, I just don't know.
It's difficult.
Yeah, it's difficult to say. I mean, there's a little project that might be going on with Energize with some very old tracks that I recorded with Ian Anthony Stevens, and we're hoping to get Matt Pop to do a remix on them. That would be good. I think that will go down really well. So there are little bits and bobs in the pipeline, but until this is all over, I just don't really know.
That's right. Absolutely. Yep. Matt Pop is an incredible producer.
Oh, he's just so good. He's really, really good.
So fantastic and just so easygoing. In fact, because I was on Energize for a little while as Sammy Paul. Yeah, Sammy Paul, and that's where I met you at the Energize 20th, and Matt Pop was there as well.
So were you on Energize then?
Yeah, I was. So I was only for a little while. I'd only been on it for a little while, but Matt Pop had done a lot of my production. And it was incredible. But I think they've just released all my stuff. I'm not sure. I think, they've definitely re-released my stuff. But I was wondering so is Energize going to be putting out old singles of yours again, or?
No, they're tracks that have never been released.
Oh, wow.
But Ian Anthony Steve, there's songs that I wrote with Ian and some other bits and bobs, and I have to say they are good.
Fantastic.
But I'm not. I mean, the thing is, I'm not recording anything, but they are tracks, and I think it would be. I'd love to hear Matt Pop do a remix of them, to be honest. So that's fine by me. So
absolutely.
Yeah, but I'm not actually. I won't be recording anything else with Energize. But they phoned me up, and I thought, actually, you know what? That's a really good idea.
Yeah, that's right. And you also
I'm happy to go with that one.
Absolutely. I just want to go back to when you performed at Studio 54.
Oh.
I found that really interesting because that's legendary.
It is legendary, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, I tell you about, I was over in the States at the time, working anyway. I hadn't officially been asked to do Studio 54, but a friend of mine and fellow artist, Michael Brown, do you know Michael Brown?
Yeah.
Well, she was supposed to be doing the Studio 54 that night, and I'd actually been doing. This is such a funny story. I'd been working out in I can't even remember where I'd been, but just outside of New York, in Queens or somewhere like that, and I'd come back to my hotel, and I just got all myself. I was all tucked up in bed.
Yeah.
And my roadie at the time, there was a knock at the door. I said, Hazell, Michael, but she fell ill, basically. And said, do you fancy doing a gig at whatever horrendous time in the morning? And I thought, Studio 54. Yes, I'll do that one.
Yeah,
so
that's
up I
right.
get, and I have to get dressed and put all the makeup on again and the whole Hazell Dean thing. And off I go to Studio 54. I mean, it was fantastic. I really enjoyed it. And I was kind of in a, it was, they were hanging off the ceiling. I mean, it was packed. And I was in some kind of it was like a cage, and it was kind of over the audience.
Oh, wow.
It was,
okay, very 80s.
Oh, very 80s, yeah. It was fun. So, and it's a great story, so I'm so glad I did it. That's great.
Oh, it's a fantastic, because in those days, we started performing at 2:00 in the morning. You would start really late in the morning.
Oh, yeah, and especially in America. It was.
That's right.
I mean, we used to have a thing. And everyone used to call it the disco nap in the afternoon. So that you know,
the nana nap.
Yeah, but you'd go on at I couldn't do that anymore. But yeah, it would. I mean, I've been on at 4:00 in the morning before now. So lots of late night things.
Absolutely.
I mean, I loved it at the time because I'd always sleep late the next day. But no. Couldn't do it anymore.
Well, I know. I think you get to a certain time and you're like, I just want to stay home. It gets
I mean, most
hard.
of my shows are, I mean, I love doing festivals and things because it's in the daytime. But anything after midnight, I couldn't do it. It's just too much.
Absolutely. Now, thank you so much for chatting to us on the 80s montage.
Oh, you're welcome, my love.
It's been a pleasure. And we have a lot of people that listen to this show from Australia.
Mm-hmm.
Would you ever consider coming to Australia or?
Well, I'd love to come to Australia, but I'd love to come and do some shows. But, I kind of have been invited, but it's got to be right.
Yeah, sure.
Because I'm older now. I'm not flying to Australia to do one show and fly back. I couldn't do that physically. It just would not be right for me. But
Yep.
I'd love to come over. But
absolutely. You'd need about 3 or 4 shows.
yes, I would. And I'd like, 2 weeks at least, that kind of thing. And it just hasn't really worked out that way. But yes, because I know I've got a lot of fans over there.
Yeah. You
do. I would like to.
Yeah, well, you never know.
You never know.
You never say never.
Absolutely.
No. Well, thank you so much for being on the 80s montage. We so appreciate your time.
Well, I've loved it. Thank you for inviting me, my love.
And have a beautiful day today in your beautiful weather you have over there.
All right, my darling. Thanks a lot.
All right. See you later, Hazell.
Yeah, bye, Sammy. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
How was that? Holy shit.
God, she's so lovely. So lovely.
That is awesome.
And she's been telling all her fans that she's been doing this Aussie podcast.
Yeah.
She does a thing every day with her daughter Stevie.
Yeah.
And they get on Facebook and do funny things. And, she's so humble, Hazell Dean.
And Hazell does a lot of gigs still around the world. She does sort of Pride Week and Pride events and stuff all around the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because she's just a groundbreaker.
Yeah. A ground baker.
A ground baker. A ground baker.
She's that hot. She's that hot. She's a ground baker.
She's ground breaker.
Yeah, she bakes bread in the ground.
She does. I'm not going to go there because I could go forever.
Hazell Dean, you did really well during that interview.
Thanks, babe. Yeah. Look, I just let her talk.
Yeah.
No one wants to hear what I've got to say. It was like, just go for it. She's such a pro. You know the pros from people that have no idea.
Yeah.
They just go and they know what to talk about.
Now, you can imagine Pete Burns hearing Hazell Dean on the radio.
Yeah.
In a club. I think it was in a club.
No, it was on the radio.
Well, on the radio.
Yeah. He hadn't heard it before.
He was right. He was like, right, that's the sort of sound and the vibe that I want to go for.
That's good enough for me.
So his management team, or Dead or Alive's management team, called Stock Aitken and Waterman, called Pete Waterman, and said that they wanted to work with them. And so the band came in, and they weren't convinced at first. The management team weren't convinced about Stock Aitken and Waterman. They actually said to Pete Burns, like, "Oh, that's music for queers."
Oh no, the record company said that.
Oh, the record company
the
said
record company didn't want to release it.
Oh, really?
The management were fine. I think they managed themselves.
Oh, really? Okay.
I don't think it was,
Yeah.
Pete Burns says management. It could mean his mother.
Yeah, right, okay.
They weren't that big. They were like,
Yeah. And it was just they unlocked each other. So sort of Stock Aitken and Waterman and Dead or Alive, it was just one of those perfect combinations. They must have been very easy to work with, Sammy, because they when they found the artist that they wanted to collaborate with, it was just like it would just all kind of unlock and happen, between them. Happen with Mel and Kim, happen with Kylie. I mean, they had their sort
was difficult.
Well, they had their Kylie became like their Diana Ross.
Yeah, but they didn't fucking know who Kylie was and didn't give a shit for a long time.
Oh no, they didn't. But of the creative outcome was very successful.
Absolutely,
you know what I mean?
But Pete Burns and Pete Waterman used to fight like cat and dog.
Oh, did they?
Oh, God,
I bet.
He always talks about that.
Is that right?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Because Pete Burns showed him Spin Me Round, which was based off a Luther Vandross track that he heard, which kind of makes sense because it was sort of the same phrasing. And then the band put the music together and then they went in, and Pete Burns didn't even know that song was a hit. And Pete Waterman said, "That's the song. That's your number one."
Yeah.
And he went, "Oh, whatever."
Yeah.
Then they put it together, and that's when the record company said, "We don't think you should do this because it's not good enough."
Because it was like for queers.
And it's probably their most successful song
fucking
ever.
Fantastic song.
And still stands up today.
Yes. People fucking love it. And, for apparently being like a, music for queers or whatever they said, or whatever the quote was, whenever we play this with like Rewind 80s, blokes go off.
Yeah, that's right.
Like, oh, fucking spin me round.
Yeah. Well, nowadays, I think only a few songs really stick with punters where you've got to play them every week, and this one is one of them.
Oh, yeah.
And since The Wedding Singer, they see it in a different light. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I did watch some stuff on Pete Burns because Pete Burns had a lot of face surgery, as we know, and everyone's going to be excited to hear this.
Progressively.
Mm-hmm. He wore that eye patch because his nose was falling off, and it covered the gap from where the nose was falling off. And then he was on stage the second time, I think it was with Pepsi and Shirley. I might be wrong. And his face was falling apart. The first thing he did with his money that he made was get a nose job. And they fucked it up.
Oh, no way.
Fucked it up royally.
Oh.
And
he should have gone to Thailand like everyone else.
Yeah, he should have, absolutely. I think he went to some really good doctor as far as, I don't know, but they fucked his nose. Oh. So he had a lot of problems.
Yeah. Those jobs were big in the 80s, weren't they?
They were. I didn't mind Pete Burns' nose.
Yeah, it wouldn't have. I mean, as he was to begin with.
Yeah.
He didn't need any work.
Yeah.
He was quite a striking looking dude.
He was very trendy, though, to do that.
Yeah. And I mean, he would eventually sort of basically, these days they would say that he was gender fluid. I'm not sure how he identified. He was very blokey. Like his voice was, his voice and his energy was actually very blokey. And I guess it wasn't until he sort of got a lot more TV fame doing Celebrity Big Brother that people were like, holy fuck, like look at how he looks now, because he ended up looking like a chick. He
ended up looking
like
Chloe Newton-John.
Oh, yeah, don't say that.
I know, but I can't stop looking at him now and thinking of Chloe.
Yeah. Like, she doesn't so much now.
You know what I mean? I looked at him today being interviewed. I went, oh, my God, that's Olivia's kid.
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
And I don't know, obviously Olivia would have based herself off Pete Burns, but I'm just like, you can't look any more like Chloe, especially when he had blonde hair.
I'm not going to agree with you, but that's a very, very good observation.
Well, it's a terrible observation, but I just kept going, oh, my God, it's Olivia's kid. you know?
Yeah. So, like, you know, you look at Celebrity Big Brother with Pete Burns and he sort of talks like Ringo Starr. He's got this sort of Liverpudlian accent. And he's quite blokey. He's so compelling in that way.
Well, he was married to a woman, but he was fucking the drummer at the same time. They would have a 3-time relationship. So Steve Coy, he was fucking him, the drummer, who was gorgeous. Steve Coy was beautiful.
Yeah.
And he was married to a woman. Yeah. They separated eventually. And
so was Oscar Wilde.
Yeah.
Jesus, that's not...
But basically...
Dallas just showed me a photo of him and it's not all together flat tree.
Yeah.
Did she see?
Poor darling.
Yeah.
But he released that song a few times.
Massive hit. He used to release this every year for bloody the next 20 years.
Yeah, I don't know if he did every year, every 8 years maybe.
No. Yeah.
But he wrote the song and that's all that matters because it would have made him a fucking fortune.
Oh, God, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
An absolute fortune. But good old Dead or Alive. I actually think Spin Me Around's probably my least favourite of their tracks.
Really?
God, yeah.
What's your favourite of theirs?
Brand New Lover.
Oh, yeah.
Love Brand New Lover. Because I had their VHS live
Oh,
thing.
Yeah.
And that's when he was just so good live. Like they were quite a good band live because they were a band before they became part of the stable.
And he would do, actually, I mean, for a band, he did a hell of a lot of appearances, just him singing. You know? Which wouldn't have sat well with me as a singer if I was part of a band. I wouldn't have done that.
Oh, he loved it.
I guess my favourite alternative to Spin Me Round would be... there's something in my house, my house.
Yeah. And they did a version of That's the Way I Like It, which I don't mind either.
That's right.
I don't mind that, but I think there was better songs than Spin Me Around.
Now, were Pete and Boy George mates at all?
They were kind of mates, but not really. They admired each other, but Pete Burns would see Boy George in a nightclub and tell him he'd stolen his look.
Oh, right.
And George would just piss himself laughing.
Yeah.
So when he died, they interviewed Boy George, and Boy George was fine with it, but he did mention that he was very catty.
Yeah.
Which Boy George is anyway, as well.
How exciting.
Yeah. They would have been like cats.
Yeah. Well, you imagine, like, kind of breaking ground and being so popular and in competition with each other. It would have been like... And all pissed as well.
And they all went clubbing for years together.
Yeah.
Because all the strange people went to the one club. You know? But
yeah.
this one was an American top 20 hit as well, which was Spin Me Round, which was pretty good for Stock Aitken and Waterman as well.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But I mean, Dead or Alive, amazing.
Yeah.
Still a fucking huge song.
Their first number one.
Yes.
Yeah.
First
there
number
we
one.
Go. There he is.
And incredible. Lynn was Pete's wife's name.
Yeah.
Lynn Corlett. And she was always in photos with him.
Yeah.
In smash hits. You'd have him and the husband.
Yeah.
Steve Coy'd be in the back and we'd always think, I wonder if they're all banging each other. Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
Love it. But that was the 80s, wasn't it?
Yep. Now... they would have this massive success with Dead or Alive, and then for a couple of years for good old Stock Aitken and Waterman, surprisingly it was like, you know, a little bit tough.
It was.
A little bit tough.
It was a bit until my girl came along.
That's right. Take it away, baby. Princess. What's her real name?
Desiree Heslop.
Right.
I think it's Heslop.
You can see why she went for Princess. Oh.
Well, her brother wanted to call her Princess because there was a royal family.
That's right.
But there was no princess.
That's right. There was Queen, there was Prince.
And King. Yeah, King.
Who?
King was the name of the band.
King was the name of the band?
Yeah. King was the guy.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, it was King. That's where my heart runs on now, love and pride.
I know what I'll be playing in the car on the way home.
King's good.
Okay.
Love and Pride.
What, British?
British? Yeah.
Is
So
that
they had
right?
no princess.
The dirty bastard.
But King, you'll remember him.
Okay.
Because he had kind of black hair and a pointy face and
Right.
used to wear suits.
Features that...
No, he's got a really unique look. And he used
Yeah.
to wear Doc Martens, I think.
Right.
But yeah, so King was around, obviously not stuck on Aitken and Waterman, but Princess, and Pete Waterman didn't really want to call her Princess. She didn't want to be called
Because
Princess.
he said it was a dog's
Yeah.
name, didn't he?
Princess,
Yeah.
which it is really.
It is. Princess.
Yeah, but good call by the brother
Yeah.
because she brought out Say I'm Your Number One, and she is, besides Hazel Dean, my probably second favourite vocalist.
Yeah. See, yeah. You must have been a massive Stock Aitken and Waterman fan.
No, I just saw it all. I lived
Bullshit.
it. I lived
Okay.
it. It was in
Yeah.
the charts all the time.
Yeah.
So 1984, I was 14. I'm just like soaking this shit up.
Yeah,
But
right.
Say I'm Your Number One did not sound like Stock Aitken and Waterman. It sounded like something from another producer.
Yeah.
Because I remember thinking, God, this song's great. Because it had an R&B feel. It was the first time they really changed their groove.
Yeah.
And she could sing.
Yeah.
She could sing as
Yep.
well. She was in, I think she was one of the, there was a band called The 3 Degrees that came out, and I think she was the backing vocalist of that band, and then they decided to do Say I'm Your Number One, which they were going to give to DC Lee. DC Lee was in the Style Council,
Yes.
and she sang See the Day. She had a hit with See the Day.
Yep.
And then they were going to give it to Bucks Fizz, our mates Bucks Fizz.
Yeah.
But, well, that's what Desiree says. But The 3 Degrees, The Heaven I Need was the track, and Desiree comes out and they're like, well, do you want to do this Say I'm Your Number One? And Pete Waterman said, this is a hit. It's amazing.
Oh, wow.
So that was sort of the next big thing they did.
Yeah.
But we never really heard much else from Princess. I mean, we did, but it didn't do anything.
Yeah. Yeah. You never know what goes on in people's life, you know. Sometimes people are happy sort of reaching a point of success. Not everyone likes fame when they get there.
Yeah. She's still singing around though.
Is she?
Yeah, we've just watched a video before.
Yeah.
She's still doing the traps, but I just think it was an in and out thing.
Yeah.
How would it be though? You're running a record company and you've got 1 million people ringing you to be on your record label,
Yeah.
and it would be like that. Next, number one, next.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So, what's his name? Pete Hammond, who was their key mixing engineer, who was, who did all the overdubs and stuff for Stock Aitken and Waterman for years.
Yeah.
He was working every single, 6 nights a week or something,
Yeah.
wasn't he?
Yeah.
Every single night.
Yeah.
So he'd sort of get there at about 10 or 11 p.m.
Yeah.
And mix right through till about 4 a.m. and he'd have a bit of a break between
Yeah.
4 and 6. And then he'd sort of get stuff ready to play for Pete Waterman first thing in the morning at sort of 8:30. And Pete Waterman was living in a storeroom in the actual studios.
Yeah.
So, just to sort of, I guess, be in all amongst it and also sort of to keep the cost down and everything. They would have just been pouring everything
Oh, of course.
into
Yeah.
producing all these amazing tracks.
Yeah. He certainly doesn't anymore.
Yeah. So, should we have a little look at a One Dick Wonder?
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's
Why not?
do it. One Dick Wonder coming up.
So a One Dick Wonder, we're going to explain to people joining us for the first time.
That's
A
right.
One Dick Wonder is a one-hit wonder where they've basically you don't have to have a dick.
Yeah.
You can have had a dick inside you.
Yes. It's
Yeah.
not actually about the penis in the end. It's a play on words.
It does help if the person is a bit of a dick.
That's right. So
Yeah.
they're a bit of a dick.
Yeah. It's sort of like if you've had a little success and you've squandered it like a dick. You with me?
Yeah.
You with
That's
me
right.
now?
And this band definitely did that.
This band. Okay, so this was a bunch of brothers, I believe.
Oh.
And they were from the UK. They were produced by Peter Waterman. They were mixed by Pete Hammond. The reason why we choose this one is to mention Pete. This is a great track, though.
Yeah, it is.
This is
It is a great track.
Great track.
It's a great stoner track.
Yeah. Pass the Dutchie on the left-hand side.
Pass the Dutchie on the left making one of smoke a bong.
So pass the
Have it on
Dutchie.
the radio. I'm
I
gonna
play
figure
this at
myself
school.
by the bellio.
I played this song at school. And
Really?
I probably shouldn't.
You fucking
No one
shouldn't.
knows.
Isn't it about drugs?
Well, it is. Pass the Dutchie. Dutchie being like a reference to Amsterdam and smoking weed. Of
course it is.
Pass the joint to the left-hand
did
side.
you do this in your drama class?
No, just when I'm on like yard duty with the kids. Because I carry around like a little stezza, like a little, you know.
Who says
Like a little
stezza
speaker.
in your school?
Huh?
I don't think everyone says stezza.
Yeah,
That's
they do.
ridiculous.
They do.
It's fucking. Is
you
it?
guys
Is
are-
it? Nah, I've
No,
never heard
it must be a
stezza.
Queensland thing then.
Maybe.
Yeah. Must be a
1982
Queensland
it
thing.
comes from anyway.
Okay, so 1982. So this is sort of pre, Hit Factory, Stock Aitken, Waterman period.
Yeah.
It was written by, I don't know. And it was produced by Pete Waterman. This was Pete Hammond's first number one. This was the first track that Pete Hammond mixed that went to number one.
It's a good track.
And the band
Musical Youth.
Musical Youth, they were all brothers. And they were so excited. Pete talks about in his book, Get Down Here and Mix Yourself a Hit.
Yep.
He talks about the day that this went number one. And he said how, if you have stuff that's floating in and around the charts, you get a bit of an insight into charts before they're actually announced. And he was working with these guys after they had released a single. He drove into the studio, was going to be meeting, and they were little boys,
Yeah.
like they were sort of prepubescent,
Singing
in their
about
teens and
fucking
stuff.
getting stoned.
Yeah,
So
pretty
this is the
much.
80s, isn't it?
Yeah. But
Brilliant.
it was very very edgy London. And it's something that I brought up with Pete when I was chatting to him. You can't put this song next to, say, Mel and Kim Respectable.
No. No, you can't.
Yeah, and sort of Pete did...
Not unless you want to freak someone out.
That's right, yeah.
It's very stoned.
Yeah, in the kind of elevator going down to hell, you would play the two songs. You would play these two songs back to back on a loop.
That's right.
So anyway, look, great song. They didn't really have a follow-up
No.
success to this.
I don't think
because
they
I think
did.
I think sort of after Pete's success, Pete Hammond is after this he was really poached by Stock Aitken and Waterman to come on more on a full-time basis. So he wouldn't have had too much time for mixing reggae and ska artists, which he was known
Pete
for.
Hammond loves reggae, though.
Yeah, he does.
Loves
it's
it.
huge in England.
Yeah, loves
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
He's always wanted me to do a reggae
I do
song.
too. It's
Yeah.
my favourite musical genre. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. No, I fucking love it, mate.
Yeah.
It is magic.
Yeah.
It's magic.
It
Closely followed by
depends
jazz.
what I'm on,
Yeah.
I have to say.
Okay. We get to the fucking bottom of things.
Yes,
and
Dallas
this is why
comes
we've
and
got
lets us-
Dallas
that's
here because
right.
she's like the oracle. She knows stuff about things. Yeah. And it was a cover. Past the
Oh,
coochie.
so it was a cover. Fuck these poor little pricks.
Changed the lyrics up to sort of make it sound more clean and respectable because there's a bunch of children singing. So, it can't really sound like it's about drugs because that's sort of, moderately uncool even for the 80s. So they changed it to Dutchie, meaning like Dutch oven. But it makes no sense.
No.
It's just fucking stupid.
Yeah.
That's
It
amazing.
was about drugs. 'Cause
There we go.
We did this song in our music trivia show at Revolver, and Batesy brought fucking 3 huge pieces of paper and put them in cigar type things and then taped them up and put fucking baby powder down there. And then we had African hats on with the fake
And
dreads.
you're pretending you're smoking
and then
a
we
big
went
Dutchie.
and blew it all out. It brought the house down. The baby powder went flying. That was the shit Batesy would think of.
Oh,
Just
shit.
so creative.
Fucking hell, you'd get sued these days.
You would. We'd get sued.
All right, so what do we say to our one dick wonder?
Nice one, Dick.
All right. It's good, isn't it, Dallas? So, all right. So, Sammy, have we talked about Princess? Have we talked about Sunita?
Well, Sunita, if we have to. I think Sunita, I like Sunita. She
Let's
wasn't
have a
my
look at
fave.
Sunita. We might go to have a little break and then we'll come back and talk about again
Well, Sunita, I think.
Mel and Kim.
Yeah.
Hey?
Okay.
Okay, Sunita, tell me about it.
Because we just did one Dick Wonder, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yep. Cool.
But, yeah, that was, yeah.
Yeah. We don't want to go on a break yet, yeah?
No, we'll
Okay.
talk about Sunita
Yeah.
and then fucking,
All right, Sunita. Sunita's mum was a very famous
Very
high-energy
organised.
artist. And Michael Brown, that's how Hazell pronounces her name. I couldn't quite hear because we were ringing
This is Sunita's mum.
Sunita's mum.
Yeah.
So she had So Many Men, which was huge in the clubs, high-energy clubs.
Right.
And she looks exactly like her mum, Sunita.
Yeah.
Fantastic track. I think it's probably better than anything Sunita brought out, to tell you the truth.
Sammy, tell me, what drugs were they taking?
Everything. It was the 80s.
Yeah, but in the mid-'80s, was it speed?
Oh,
Wouldn't have been like
I
ecstasy.
don't know, babe, because I wasn't
Yeah,
taking drugs. I was too young for that.
right.
But I knew in the underage.
Dallas,
See, we
what
didn't
drugs
do
were
it.
they taking?
Well, I do know,
Yeah.
but I was also too young for it, so I can't admit to it. So continue.
Right.
Well, the thing is, when we went to Blue Lights, it was about the music.
Yeah.
The drug thing came in later
Yeah.
because no one could afford them.
Hang on a second. So you're telling me that you did not smoke joints at the back of the Blue Light Disco? in
No,
Melbourne?
I didn't.
Holy
we could
shit.
never afford it. It was really expensive. And I wasn't into it. Oh. Because I got the vibe off the music.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think it might have been, I don't know.
In speed with the
Maybe
high energy?
speed.
Maybe.
Speed.
Was it?
Yes, everything was expensive.
Yeah.
If you were a club owner, you could pay for it.
Yeah.
But if you were working in a club, very rarely. It's only now that it's as cheap as chips, you know.
Yeah.
But I remember not everyone could afford it. But we smoked cigarettes in those days.
Yeah.
It was like, do you want to smoke? Do you want to smoke? You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. And you could smoke. You were smoking in the clubs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not the underage ones.
Oh no.
But
You'd-
actually,
yeah,
maybe
yeah.
we did. Maybe we did. Because I
Bullshit, in the
remember
underage
having.
ones.
Well, I remember having a Coca-Cola. I picked it up because I was really poor and I didn't have any money for a drink. I picked it up and I had a swig and it had cigarette butts in it. And they come running down my face.
Jesus.
And my girlfriend, Antoinetta, was on the floor rolling laughing about me having ciggies coming out of the side of my mouth. Rolling laughing like could not believe it. So maybe we went to a over 18 somewhere.
Yeah,
where
right.
that happened.
Okay.
But going on to Sunita, she was banging Simon Cowell, right?
Were they banging?
Yeah. Oh, God, yeah. He was.
He makes my skin crawl.
Yeah. Well, he made Pete Waterman's skin crawl as well.
Yeah.
He was a hanger around her. Sign Sunita.
Yeah.
You know, I would have mentioned the mother if I wanted Sunita signed because the mother was legendary.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
she
yeah.
was everywhere. And she was doing Studio 54. Now, did Simon even fucking have the brains to tell him that? I bet he didn't.
Yeah.
Right? Because Simon wants to do it Simon's way. But he talks about it and he said he was really arrogant. But I really think Simon's arrogant. And that's
Yeah.
called, you know.
Simon just wouldn't have liked meeting somebody that said no to him.
Exactly. And he wants to think he's at that level and he was nowhere
Yeah,
near.
yeah, that's right.
Now we know Simon Cowell. In those days we didn't know him.
Yeah.
So Sunita did Toy Boy. He's my toy boy. All that stuff.
Now, Sunita was in the tabloids for something, wasn't it? So Sunita had didn't she had some kind of fame, didn't she? Before being a singer.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Yeah?
I don't know what it is, actually. I have no idea. Maybe she released something because I think they released under Simon Cowell's record company anyway.
Oh, yes,
So this is why she was a little bit of we're not
Right.
making any money.
Okay.
Because Simon wrapped it into his record label,
Yeah.
which any smart ass would do. You know, you'd do that, but
And it was just the sort of stroke of genius where Simon was knocking on the door, no.
she was in the paper and Pete Waterman saw her, I
Yes,
think. That's
yes.
right.
She was in the paper.
And I can't remember
and
what it was.
She was going out with a younger guy, and I mean, he would have been like 1 or 2 years younger or something. And they had a big headline saying, Sunita's toy boy. And Pete Waterman was like, oh my God, there's your title. So
He did that a lot.
Yeah.
He used to see things in the media, or he had a radio show, and I know that with Sonia, with the radio show, he had a little girl ring up and say, can you play this song for me? I'm heartbroken. And Sonia ended up getting this song, and I can't remember the name of the song. Anyway, so Pete would hear things and remember them and then write songs about them,
yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Which was always amazing. So, yeah, that's interesting how he remembers all this stuff as well.
Yeah. He's obviously into sort of fate and destiny and that kind of thing. And, so Sunita and Simon Cowell, there you go.
So they eventually, I think Sunita got that off her own back, but it went under Simon's record company.
Yeah.
She wasn't my favourite. She looks incredible now, though. I nearly met her in England.
Did Sunita do a cover years later of that?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. She did.
All right. Nice one. Sunita, we're going to go to a little ad break now, I think.
Yep.
We've got a great ad for you. Which is the first one?
Aren't we doing the gobbly?
Oh, okay.
Gobblecock?
Okay, let's do that.
Gobblecock.
Does anyone out there remember the Gobbledoc?
I'm sure they will when they hear it.
Aussies would. The Gobbledoc was the sort of mascot of, was it Smith's Crisps?
Yep.
It was Smith's Crisps. Chips in Australia we call them. We don't call them fucking crisps. Anyway, so enjoy the first appearance of the Gobbledoc in the Smith's Crisps. Enjoy, ad break, grab yourself a drink, we will too.
This is a Gobbledoc. He comes from Doc, the potato planet, and lives solely on fresh potato crisps. Crisps with real potato taste. Be warned, Gobbledocs love Smiths, especially the new packs with a special seal of freshness that keeps Smiths even fresher and tastier. From now on, best lock up your Smiths. In case of Gobbledocs.
Hey, did you like the Gobbledoc?
The gobblecock.
We're going to go to the drive-in soon and see if we can bust some people having a bit of a Gobbledoc.
Yes.
Aren't we?
Absolutely. We've decided we're going to go to the drive-ins for our Patreon episode.
Yeah, we're doing a Patreon episode where we go to the drive-in when people are watching an 80s movie and just going to be doing a couple of interviews with, bogans and just people walking past.
Yeah.
Try to persuade them to come into the back of the panel van.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I'm sure they won't.
So there's a reason to come on board as a Patreon.
Yes.
Patreon?
Patron? Absolutely. So we've got Mel and Kim next.
Mel and
Your
Kim.
fave.
We're going to wrap up with Mel and Kim. And you know what, guys? This is going to be a double episode.
It is.
So I'm sure you're expecting some other big names from Stock, Aitken and Waterman. But look, we have so much to talk about. We're going to break this up and we're going to pick it up with those guys in episode 2 of our Stock, Aitken and Waterman special. So this, the guys we're talking about right now, we're going to wrap up this show with is Mel and Kim. They were sisters, weren't they, Sammy? Mm-hmm. Yeah?
They were.
Yeah, Melanie and Kim.
Melanie and Kim. Now, Melanie used to get her little tits out as well. They were big tits.
Oh.
She was a page 3 girl.
It was a bit of a scandal,
yeah.
wasn't it? Yeah.
She
El
did
scandalo.
I do vaguely remember that too.
Yeah.
Where she was a bit of a page 3 girl.
And they were absolutely gorgeous girls,
Yeah,
weren't they?
yeah.
And their whole image was very fashion forward. They used to look like sort of Milan, you know, they used to
Paris.
look like European sort of fashion models. But, you know, like they'd start talking and be
Yeah,
like...
they would be.
Yeah, everyone in the UK is going to be laughing at my bit of Cockney there. But, yeah, they were quite common.
Yeah, just normal kids.
Yeah, normal kids.
And they were
every
kids.
day.
They're 18 and 21 or something
Were
all the time.
they?
Babies.
Fuck.
Yeah.
And they were sort of largely unknown as well. They didn't sort of really have any previous chart success.
No.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Because it was, I guess, part of the Stock Aitken Waterman experiments as well that they wanted to see if they could, you know.
They did get off on it a bit.
Yeah.
I
launch
call
things.
it their
What do I call it again? It's genius. What do
Aaron
I say?
Spelling moment.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Where
Yeah.
it's like, Sonia, redhead, not too attractive.
Yeah.
Maybe we can get her a hit going, right?
Yeah.
It happened, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Not that I don't like Sonia. I know people are going to be going, Sonia. But let's face it, kids, she wouldn't get anywhere nowadays.
Not with red hair.
No.
No,
And
we're
freckles.
joking. Yeah, joking with that. But we all know what we think. So Mel and Kim, gorgeous chicks.
Gorgeous.
Sort of, they had a sort of mixed origin appearance, you may say. They're very, very exotic, you know?
Exotic.
Yeah, exotic. So they had their first big hit, Sammy,
Yeah.
was respectable,
Showing
wasn't
out.
it? Showing out.
Showing out.
Showing out.
Showing out. Yeah.
Is that it?
Get fresh after the weekend.
Showing out.
Then your part comes in. Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah.
I had to think because you don't know. You know what I mean? I was listening back to one of our episodes on Duran Duran,
Yeah.
and we were talking about the No Ordinary World, and you're singing "Come Undone," like
Yeah.
talking about it with the wrong lyrics. And it was like, oh my god! So I had to check.
Oh, yeah.
I was like,
know.
and then it was okay though because we didn't realise
yeah,
at the time.
Yeah.
Because some songs are so close.
Yeah, they do.
You go, oh, is that
Well,
the same
often
song?
they're sort of they're written and mixed and released so closely together. Definitely, they would have been a pastiche of each other. You know, and they do. Clearly, the songs off this album go very well together. You know, they're very easily mega mixable.
And they were written for their personalities as well,
Yeah.
showing out.
So was the album called FLM, or was that another? Single?
No, FLM was a single,
Another
but the
single.
album was FLM, I think, yeah.
So FLM, on the book stands for Fun, Love and Money.
That's right.
But it actually came from a bit of a saying around the Stock Aitken and Waterman offices, which was fucking lovely, mate.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, no, I like Mel and Kim's album. And these guys, we were hearing these tracks years before they came out.
Yeah.
Well, no,
yeah.
not years, maybe a year.
Yeah, right.
You know, they were playing in the clubs and stuff, and I guess we wanted to know who the artist was because we hadn't seen the videos yet. So when we saw the videos, it was a really nice surprise to see two hot chicks doing dance routines.
Yeah.
You know?
And they could move.
Yeah.
And they weren't like, bursting all the veins in their forehead, like doing, when you watch Gaga and it's like, oh, okay, just come back 5%.
Yeah, 15% less.
Yeah. And I was like, these guys were not trying too hard.
No.
They were fucking busting moves easily.
Yeah.
They were really, really fucking cool.
Yeah.
I loved Mel and Kim. I'm going to listen to them on the way home again. But look, Mel and Kim segue beautifully into our next episode. So, given our little timestamp, Sammy, we might wrap it up and maybe do a couple of shout outs and fucking move towards episode 2 of the Stock Aitken Waterman special.
All right, you don't want to talk about respectable.
Yeah, respectable, right.
So that was written for them as well.
That was written
and
for them.
they loved that when it was written for them.
Yes, yeah.
March 87, it went number 1.
Because all the songs were to sort of showcase that they were fairly tough chicks with a fair bit of attitude, you know. So all their songs were to reflect that.
Yeah, well, they hung around the studio a lot and they got to know them. Yeah. And they were just fun chicks.
That would have been a lot of fun.
You know, and Showing Out was written for them. That went number 3 in 86, October.
Out. Right.
But Respectable was the one. And I remember that coming out.
Yeah, gotcha.
Like, Tay, like you said, on the rides and stuff. And, it was at all the blue lights. It was probably played in every club in the world.
Now, people before, when they first heard this, and you weren't able to like look on the internet to say, what's that song, and follow it up. People thought like the Tay 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 effect, the sample effect, which was done by Pete Hammond. That was put forward by Pete Hammond. That was one of his little strokes of genius. They weren't sold on that. Straight away. They were like, oh, I think it's sort of going over too much. Like it's a little bit cheesy perhaps. And they trialled it out, I think, in an appearance or a club or something like that. And no one could stop singing that sample. Tay, Tay. To the extent that people thought the song was called Tay.
Yeah.
Tay, Tay, Tay.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And it is obviously a precursor to Take a Leave Me Honey. Yeah. So
and their giggles were put in as well.
Yeah, that's right. And that was something that to use samples of them laughing in tracks.
Yeah.
That was something that used to happen a lot in the 80s, but it often sounded manufactured. It often sounded very fake.
Yeah.
But these ones didn't.
No.
It sounded like, awesome, fun, throaty laughter.
Yeah.
It sort of grabbed a little bit of their naughtiness,
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, look, unfortunately, Mel and Kim, before I guess they were able to enjoy any follow-up success, poor Mel fell very ill when they were doing their first rounds of, I don't even think they got to tour as such. They were just doing singular appearances. Poor Mel
I think they were in Japan.
Yeah,
they couldn't get her out of the
she
hotel
couldn't
room.
move.
Yeah.
She couldn't move. They wanted to sort of rehearse dance steps and stuff, and she couldn't do it.
Yeah.
She couldn't move. And they got her sort of well enough to the point that she could return home to the UK, went and got some tests, and she had cancer, the poor thing.
Yeah.
And she would only last a couple of years, the poor thing. And
she was 23.
Yeah, something like 23. It's so young.
Yeah.
So
incredible.
Kim is still around, definitely, but this was sort of one of those situations where they were plucked out of nowhere. They had massive success, and then struck down by some awfully bad luck. And it's one of those cases where like a candle. She shone so bright, but only for a short amount of time.
That's right.
So, but what fantastic songs they brought to our youth at the time, and they definitely made their mark. Like an amazing little duo there, Mel and Kim.
Absolutely.
Now we might do a couple of shout outs, Sammy.
Awesome.
We had a lovely lady. What was her name? Let's see if you remember.
Desperado. Despotina? What's her name?
Yeah, Despotina. No, it was
Despina.
What was her surname now?
I don't know.
No, go on, have a go.
I can't remember.
Think.
I
It starts
can't.
with D.
Dimitri? I don't know. How would I remember?
It was Despina de Medici. Or Della said it might be De Medici.
Yeah. That sounds a bit
I thought
better.
it might be De Medici, but anyway.
Yeah, but you love changing your names.
Hey, but no, the Medicis were a famous Italian.
The Medicis?
The Medicis were a famous Italian dynasty. So that's where I get
Australia?
No, Italian.
That's what I mean. But were they in Australia? Because they changed the sounds of it in Australia.
Oh, I don't know.
Dimitici sounds very Australian.
De Medici.
Dimitici.
Yeah.
But she's bloody awesome.
Yeah. Despina had to say, what did she say?
Well, we were bringing up last week about how I'd hear Janie's got a gun in a movie.
Yeah.
And I couldn't remember the name of the movie, and it was about this chick. Everyone thought she was going to shoot them.
Despina had the answer, didn't she?
She did.
Yeah.
And it was, what was the fucking movie?
Oh, not another teen movie.
Another teen movie.
Yeah.
And she actually came up and wrote on our Facebook page and said, I know what you were talking about. So that was really well done.
Good on you, Despina.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if Despina's a Patreon patron
No, I don't
yet.
think she is.
If you think she is?
No.
No? Okay. Well, here's your shout out, Despina.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Get on board, mate. Now, if you want to become a patron of the show, you're basically like a little shareholder. You can buy subscriptions, $1, $3, $5, or for $10, you get extra episodes. We're going to be recording one tonight. It's going to be full of filth, which is why Dallas is here.
That's right.
So you get extra episodes and all kinds of crazy shit. You can go beyond. Rather than $10 a month, you can sponsor us even further if you like.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm sort of talking. You know, who knows who listens to this show?
Yeah. Oh,
You know?
no, there's heaps of tiers. But, $1 a month would be very cool.
Yeah.
We're happy with that.
I reckon if
because-
somebody came on board and did a $50 tier, I would drive around their house and make it worthwhile.
Oh, would ya?
I
You're
really,
fucking
really
very
would.
easy
I
then.
really, really would. If you're in the larger Melbourne metro area, this is a genuine offer.
$50 a month.
Male or female? Mammal. If you're a mammal and you live in Melbourne, if you come on board.
But it doesn't happen every month, just the once.
Yes, just the once, and if it goes well, I'll be back the day after. But
Very true.
yeah. All right, good on you guys. Now, if you love the show as much as we do, please like, rate, review, and share. Give us 5 stars. iTunes, if you go on iTunes, you can give us 5 stars. You can make comments, nice ones,
Yeah.
with swearing in it, because they always tickle our fancies.
Yeah, that's right.
And
we
by
like the swearing.
fancies, I mean balls.
Uh-huh.
And it's the way to go. Come on board, share it with your friends, listen to it in the gym when they open later this year, and listen to us while you're out on your walks.
Oh
when
my
you're socially
God.
distancing.
It's
for
the
last.
greatest for walks.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, isn't it awesome? We've made it through isolation together, you guys.
We have.
Fucking great. Things are opening up. It's going to
Well,
be fantastic.
Very slowly.
Yeah, it's going to be middle of winter and we're going to be able to go out
Soon
again.
we'll be able to bloody have a gig guide back on the show.
That's right. We do have some bookings starting to come in again for Rewind 80s, so you'll be able to see us live again.
Well,
Again.
There is a website, rewind80sband.com. We do have bookings on there, but it just depends on what the venues and how many people they can cater for,
Yeah.
because that's when it gets a bit tricky.
Yeah.
And we're not going down in price, bitch. So we
No,
will
that's
not be
right.
working if it's not viable.
Yeah. You want a half price fee, you get a half price show.
That's right.
Delivery.
We turn
Yeah.
up, pack up and go home again.
That's right. Yeah,
There you go. There's your show.
We don't drink with anyone or rude them or nothing.
It makes me wonder if the pubs actually appreciate the shit that went on with all the bands that pulled numbers, because we're never going to see those numbers again. For the next couple of years, we're not going to be able to do South Morang with 600 people there or 680, because no one is going to want to go there in these times.
Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting times. It's going to take a while for things to recover, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So we don't know, but you can look on our website anyway and there's stuff there. But we are doing the Wedge in Sale March next year.
Yes.
But you know what? That's when we could next gig.
I can't wait to go up and have a few wedges at the Wedge in Sale.
Absolutely.
I cannot wait.
And I think I'm booking Albury this week, which will be good. So if any Albury people, because we've got something like 500 Aussies that listen to this.
We're booking them London, Paris, Albury
That's
sale.
right.
You know,
We can't even go to London.
That's
We
right.
can go to Sale,
mate.
We're going to lift to Sale up.
Liquidation sale.
That's
All
right.
Good on you guys. If it's music,
Mateys
mateys,
or
or
cool
cool
shit
shit from
from
the
the
80s, we're going to talk about it.
Unreal.